Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Mr. Jordan. I was going to say that myself, but it wouldn't have sounded as cool coming from me. Good evening, voters of the Red Lake Nation. My name is Lydell John Roberts, a 32-year-old married father of 4, and I've been with my wife for over 14 years. I graduated with what is arguably the greatest class ever known, the halls of Red Lake High School in 1994, and earned enough credits for my associate's degree in liberal education from Bemidji State University in 2006. I'm a business owner, writer, director, and movie producer. I've worked in gaming, I've worked with the homeless, I've volunteered, and worked with kids in Red Lake the past few years. In my 32 years, I've seen quite a bit and have witnessed the good and the bad that this world has to offer. Over the years, growing up in Red Lake has brought many challenges our way. Sometimes we've had to make difficult decisions. Other times we've let ourselves get beat down to a point of not wanting to get back up. We all know that this can be a hard place to grow up and live. And while living here, we've all made decisions that we would regret. Nobody's perfect. I had to take a long, hard look at my life and what I was doing to not only myself, but more importantly, what I was doing to my wife and kids. They knew I was better than the effort I was putting forth. Though I always had doubts about what I was capable of, they never gave up on me. If not for them, I don't even dare think what could have happened had they not believed in me. Thanks to them, on June 24th, it'll be 3 years since I last had a drink of alcohol. There are many lessons waiting to be learned in this fine land we call the Red Lake Nation. We only have to look to the person standing next to us and realize that we might have the answer we're looking for. Thankfully, the people who have stood by me through thick and thin, along with my wife and kids, are my parents, especially my mom, Eve. She taught me to think for myself, not follow the example of others, because this is my life and nobody else's. Those lessons have been the most influential to me, and I can never really thank her enough. Other influences in my life have played an important part in my growing into the man I am today. Like my grandpa, Lawrence Shorty Roberts, who passed in 1987. My mom told me a few years after he died that he never learned to read because he was always working. I was shocked. His tireless work ethic never allowed him to be broken, even while dealing with bankers. I say that because he always had a nice car and never let us go without anything. I hope I can have a sliver of his work ethic someday, and I'm able to pass it on to my children. Throughout my adult life, I've had many jobs, but while working at a homeless shelter as a case manager had to be one of the most challenging tasks for me as a professional. One important thing that needs to be done is to appreciate how unique Red Lake is. You look around, you see nothing but our very own people. How many other communities can say that? We have to rebuild our people's perception of what life on Red Lake can be like. If we put forth the effort, we can get past the obstacles we all face on a daily basis as people of the Red Lake Nation and get back to the ways of our ancestors, where they all live peacefully. They helped each other out no matter what. The way we project ourselves is noticed not only by the outside world, but more importantly, our kids. Everything we say and do, they notice whether we like it or not, and will imitate our actions. The time is now to decide what is important in life, and that is to set a solid example for the younger generation. Our most cherished asset needs to be nurtured and guided to become the best we can, and they're going to need the lessons we have learned to help them. Working at the Boys and Girls Club and volunteering as a youth softball coach the past few summers, I've experienced firsthand what the kids of Red Lake are capable of. Though at first they were what Red Lake kids are known to be. After they had an opportunity to get comfortable with the staff and myself, they become receptive to the goals set for them. Giving them more one-on-one time and attention has been a key to getting to where we would like them to be. I now know what I'm supposed to do with my life, and that is to help lead the Red Lake Nation into the future. A future where Red Lake will matter more to the outside world by them recognizing what we have to offer. I now plead to you, voters of the great Red Lake Nation, take the first step toward a new Red Lake and vote Lydell John Roberts as our Little Rock District Representative.